Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, good morning, you guys, and welcome. Remember last week, I think it was last week, here on RadioLeverage.com, I think we were talking about persistence without exception. Remember? We were talking about persistence without exception. You know, we were talking about the fact, it is a fact, that persistence is cool. It's good. You gotta have it. But it really isn't, it's not the whole thing, right? We agreed that people who come into something like, let's say, traffic authority, and they come in here and they say, you know what, this looks really, really good. I'm going to give this 90 days and see what happens. Well, it's not going to happen. You've already given yourself permission to fail. The person who comes in here and says, you know what, I like what this looks like, and how do I get started for only $20? I just want that reseller license because I'm going to see if this really works. Then, and only then, will I commit to Traffic Optimizer and Traffic Academy. Well, you've already given yourself permission to fail. That's persistence, but you're giving yourself a but. I'm going to do this until. Well, you've already given yourself permission to fail. And I had an experience yesterday, and again, it showed up again this morning. Talk about persistence without exception. I had a real-life experience, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. Before I talk to you, though, about persistence without exception, I do want to welcome you. I know there are a lot of you who are brand spanking new, man. Are you looking at the Facebook page? We're just about hitting 20,000 members. And with the contest and with all the things that were going on here and people are getting busy, it's just amazing how many brand new people are joining us here in the Traffic Authority. So I want to welcome those of you who maybe are listening for the very, very first time. Welcome. Congratulations, because you just got 3 points. Remember, in the $20,000 Halloween giveaway, you get 3 points for showing up on the radio show every single day. 3 points just for showing up. And did you take the challenge this morning on Facebook? There it was, very simple. There was the invite. All you have to do is copy and paste. It was right there on the Facebook page, and send that invite to your entire list, and boom shakalaka, there's another 5 points. Now you're up to 8. It's not even noon. You've got 8 points in the bag for this day. Just yesterday we announced the winners. I want to say once again, congratulations to the winners of all the cool stuff. Rebecca has been all over Facebook with, you know, showing what's going on and showing a copy of the MacBook that she won. Because of that kind of activity, we're growing like crazy. And you know, just a little while ago this morning, I was, as I do every single day, and what I was doing this morning was going through the what do you call it? The daily marketing plan. That's what we call it here, the daily marketing plan. I'm going to go through some of that this morning. I want to share with you guys exactly what I saw today that was really, really cool for me. Something I thought was amazing, right? In the daily marketing plan, talking about what we can do, talking about, well, actually, I'm on number 5 on the daily marketing plan. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, every single day there's a daily marketing plan. We usually send it in an email. You can find it in your member back office. If you go into your business center, go into your Traffic Authority in the reseller tab. Everyone has a reseller tab if you're a reseller. Click on the reseller tab and then click on Business Center. Okay, that's in the second row. The top row is where you will see the icons for the different products and the services. We have the dashboard, the traffic store, Traffic Optimizer, Traffic Academy, and then there's Reseller. And when you click on Reseller, there's other tabs. There's another row that says System Setup, Business Plan. And we're going to go over this tonight in the webinar. Business Center, Training Center, Resource Center. For this morning, though, just go to the Business Center, click on Business Center, and right there is a beautiful Halloween contest. Join the contest right now. Learn all about the contest. And then if you go to the very bottom of that page, go to the bottom, go underneath the dashboard, there are 3 links. There's 3 boxes. One says Daily Training Call. Congratulations, you're on it. One says Weekly Updates. And then the last one on the right is Daily Planned Marketing. Click there. Click Daily Planned Marketing, and boom shakalaka, there's the daily marketing plan. And as I was thinking this morning about how easy it is to get these points, especially today, because we have a webinar tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Prospecting is for prospects. It's for people who are considering Traffic Authority. And we want you guys there. Members, please, welcome, show up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you guys, members who show up, to be very active in the chat box. Remember how the video rolls, how the webinar rolls? At the very bottom, there's an opportunity for you to actually chat. You can actually, you'll be hearing Vincent and myself and others will be asking you for comments, and be active there, okay? Be active. Let people know what's going on. Keep it clean, keep it light, keep it bright, but participate. But really, the real opportunity here is for you to invite guests, to invite people to find out more about Traffic Authority. In number 5 on today's daily marketing plan, I was having some coffee this morning. I'll admit I'm a coffee junkie, and I was going through the daily marketing plan, and there it was. All these things. There's so much good information here, right? Share a new testimonial. How cool is that? Okay. Hint, you can also use these testimonial pages in your Facebook event promos. So many cool things, right? But number 5 on the list, send broadcast emails to your list. Watch this video to learn how to broadcast your email list. Whoa. Right there is a link to a video that's going to teach you how to broadcast to your email list. The biggest goal in your business is to build an email list. Your list is the biggest asset because you build a relationship with the people on your list by sending them emails. You have the ability to make money on demand. Dig this. Sending 1-2 emails to your list every day is critical if you want to build a long-term, reliable business. And this training will make it simple for you to understand. You can watch the email broadcasting training here. And then here's a folder full of Traffic Authority emails you can send to your list every day. It includes 3 emails to promote the Thursday live prospecting webinar, so you can send those on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can also watch Darren Hanser's Email Marketing Bootcamp inside the Traffic Academy to become an expert on email marketing. Note, if you're not a Traffic Authority member, upgrade here to get instant access to Darren's $250 training course just for being an Academy member. That was what I was focusing on today, was item number 5. And I got to tell you, when somebody comes out here on Facebook, you see people on Facebook, right? I know that you do. I know that you guys here, if you're listening to me this morning, you show up on Facebook and you see the nervous Nellies. There's nervous Nellies, right? Nervous. What do I do? I just got started. What am I supposed to do? What do I do? What do I do? Well, there it is. Number 5. How about that? Number 5, send broadcast emails to your list. But I don't have a list. Well, that's why we have traffic packages. That is the reason that we buy traffic packages. If you buy 1,000 clicks, if you buy a gold package, it's going to cost you $1,000 for a gold package. And of that $1,000, somebody is going to participate in $500 worth of commission. So I want you to think about what happens in your group when your group gets started, and the people who follow you, they will do what you do. If you're a $20 toe in the water person, I got news. What you are going to attract is the $20 toe in the water follower. Period. End of story. It's like, birds of a feather flock together. People who play at the diamond level attract other people who will play at the diamond level. And people are going to get started, and we got a really cool training that we're going to be introducing very, very soon about this, about how you really communicate with people. People are going to ask you over time, what did you do, Joe? When you got started, what did you do? Well, I'm diamond. And they're like, oh, then I better be diamond too. And when you're talking to somebody, if somebody says to you, hey, Mary Lou, how did you get started? And you say, well, I came in as a reseller for $20. I came in at $47. Just because I'm going to test it and see what happens. Guess what happens? You start bringing people into your group who have the same mindset, the same approach, right? So, learning these skills is something that is going to be very, very important to you. And when you see people on Facebook who are getting panicky, clearly I can see that they haven't gone through these materials. Now, what we like to do here in the morning is answer some questions, and we're going to get to them in a moment. And we want to make sure that everybody's having a good time here and having fun and making money. But you get some tough love here every once in a while, right? Like when I talk about the nervous Nellies and the simmer downs. Like if you're going to come out here this morning and ask me a question, and the question clearly is in all the video that you have available to you, I'm probably just going to send you back to the video, right? But enough of that. We'll get into some of that a little bit later. So, persistence without exception. So yesterday, it was another long day here in Traffic Authority. So many things going on. I was in one of those private meetings, with the big shots, and it's like amazing discussions are going on. These individuals are talking about what is going to be happening next year and what's going to be happening next spring. And what about a live event, and where should it be on the calendar? And talking about, managing growth, 50,000 members. How do we get to 50,000 members quickly? How do we get to 100,000? This is the kind of conversations that are taking place. It really is invigorating. And I was in there last night with these guys having these conversations, mostly just listening. I'm a student here. But so then it was time for me. I realized I was starving nearly to death. And so I decided it was time for me to go to the store and get something to eat. And as I'm leaving my little area here, I came face to face with a giant pack of javelina. Do you know what a javelina is? It starts with the letter J. Javelina. Look it up. Look, javelina, they look like some kind of a cross between, a porcupine and a warthog. And the big ones are big. They're like 100, 120 pounds, these giant animals. They've got fangs, they got teeth, they got a snout like a pig. When you make some noise, their hair stands up and it turns into a porcupine needles. And so I come up, I'm going through the subdivision here, and there is a garbage can that's knocked over, like on Thursday mornings, right? Thursday mornings is when the garbage refuse guys come through, waste management comes through. And in this area, we have these giant garbage cans. You could probably put 500 pounds of garbage in there if you had to. And these guys come through in these trucks, and they got an automated device and big claws, pick up the cans and drop the refuse in the truck. And these are big things. And these cans stand 4 feet tall, maybe bigger. They're hard plastic. They have wheels. They've got covers. And suddenly, there was a garbage one. And Thursday morning is when people, usually Wednesday evening, they'll put out their thing so that the Thursday morning guy can come through and efficiently pick up the garbage. So there I am, coming in my truck. There is a giant garbage can. It's tipped over, and I come face to face with has to be a dozen javelina. There's a couple giant ones, right? There's a mommy and a daddy, big javelina. And then there's some mid-size. And then there's some little pups, and they're actually pretty cute. They're adorable, right? They're small, these little tiny piglets, right? And they're just following the leader. And there they were, going through the garbage, knocked over the can, going through the garbage, having a feast. So I start beeping my horn. I'm like, get out of here, you guys. You shouldn't be here because, people don't like the javelina. I don't have a problem with them personally because it's Mother Nature. That's where we live. We're in their space. We got coyote out here. We got deer. But here are these javelina. And I beat my horn and they go scattering. And all of a sudden, this big one comes back. Okay? And he is going to persist without exception. And I start beeping the horn, laying on the horn, and he's gonna call my bluff. He's calling my bluff now. This giant, it's got to be 150 pounds, maybe bigger. This thing could eat me alive, right? And now it's going to stare down with me. Persistence without exception. And the guy he just blew me off. I can see him looking at me out of the corner of his eye, but he just went ahead noshing. He had won. Persistence he accomplished his goal. He was not going to back down. There I was, a human being in a giant pickup truck, screaming out the window, beeping the horn, and he realized that he was going to do whatever it took. Persistence without exception. Well, this morning, it was the crack of dawn, literally dark out, and all of a sudden I hear racket. I hear horns beeping. And I go, uh-oh, persistence without exception. And sure enough, I went out there this morning, and my garbage can was knocked over, and so was my neighbor's. And These Javelina, they refused to back down. And it got me thinking about persistence without exception, about what we go through. Okay, let's say that you got yourself 100 leads, and I know people right here, right now are like, God, I've got 100 leads. I know there's money in there. Remember what Darren says. Of those 100 leads, 80 of them forget about it. Forget about it. They're never going to buy. They're going to tease. As a matter of fact, this morning I saw somebody on Facebook. We posted up what was going on with the contest today and how to get some points. And somebody said, help, hello, is anyone there? I want to get my money back. How do I get my money back? And I went in there and I commented. I said, hello, no need to panic. Simmer down. Just send in a support ticket. That person was one of the 80 people who will never buy. Or they may buy, and before you know it, they wet their pants. They're usually in, the people who are panicking for a refund are usually here for less than 72 hours, right? They just are, they're freaking out. So when I think of persistence without exception, I want you guys to understand that this is a long-term play. You've got to persist without exception. If you have 100 leads today and you're sending out 100 invites today to tonight's webinar, know that 80 of those people may tickle you, may tease you. They're going to send you emails. They're going to contact you. They're going to want to talk to you on the telephone. They are going to just take all of your time, most of your time, and the next thing you know, they might get started and then they're gone. That's what's going to happen. And then, of course, we learned this from Darren. Out of 100 leads, 15 are your sweet spot, right? 75% of the money that you will ever make here comes from that 15%. And it's like, I remember Darren in the webinar, and it's still available for you to watch. Darren's webinar says, these are the people that you marry. This is where courtship comes in. This is where you actually establish rapport and a relationship. Only 15 out of that 100. And then there's 5% that if you can capture them instantly, if you can get their imagination, boom, they buy. Those are the fish. They buy. They're in. You never know when they're going to show up. Persistence without exception. Today is a big day. Today we're sending invites. Today we're inviting people to the webinar tonight. Tonight we have an opportunity for people to say yes to Traffic Authority and get started. Tonight people will enroll. People will get started, and many of us will make money. We will make money tonight. Many of us will, and many of us won't. And for those of us who are unable to convert tonight, what are we going to do? Are we going to pursue? Are we going to send an invite tomorrow to the replay? Are we going to send an invite on Sunday to the replay from last week? Are we going to continue to show up here? Persistence without exception, like that big badass Javelina that stared me down yesterday and then came over to get even with me, tipped over my garbage can this morning? Persistence without exception. I learned something from that big boy. He's going to get it done, man. He's going to get it done. He doesn't care what's going on. That Javelina didn't care how loud I was yelling. The neighbors were yelling. No panic. Beeping the horn on the truck, and that sucker just said, you know what? I'm getting this done. And it reminded me of persistence without exception. And remember what Darren said in his training? And this training was so good, man. That training was so good, and it's available there. The webinar introducing Darren's piece, encouraging you guys to make that decision to become a Traffic Academy member. If you remember in that webinar, the way that he was talking, he said, you know what? In life, slow down. He says, get through your day and start being aware of everything that's around you. And then he showed a copy of an email that he had sent that was very good. He got great response on this email, and it was about that female champion muscle, what was it, MMA fighter, Ronda something, I think her name is. She's a world champion, like unbelievably tough. She knocks out her opponent within seconds. She's an MMA world champion. Beautiful, beautiful chick. You would never suspect that she's actually a fighter. And remember, he talked about her in an email. He saw her. She impressed something on him. And he wrote a story about her and about his experience and what he felt. And that story connected with so many people, like this Javelina story. This is a story that I know people will connect with. And I'm only looking for a handful of people to say yes to me, right? If I consistently, persistently, without exception, are communicating and sending emails with my list, like Darren says, 1, twice a day. Are you sending 2 emails a day? Are you sending 3 emails a day? My philosophy is people are either going to say, take me off your list, or they're not. And if they stay on the list, they're going to engage, and eventually you got a connection taking place. The training here is so amazing, man. The things that we learn just by listening and paying attention are astounding. They really are. What a great place. I'm in love with Traffic Authority. All right. Today's Jeff Goldblum's birthday, by the way. You know who Jeff Goldblum is? I love that dude. Remember, he was in The Fly. He used to be married to Gina Davis. Did you know that Gina Davis is an Olympian as well? She's an Olympian. I think she's arrow. I think she shoots arrows or something. I'm not sure, but I love Gina Davis. She's like 6'3". But Jeff Goldblum, right? You know who he is. In addition to The Fly, he was in the Jurassic movies, the first couple 3 movies. And recently I saw him on a TV commercial, and he's in his Jeff Goldblum way. He said, like, change your apartment and change the world. Well, today's his birthday, and he said something that was very cool. He said, people work harder when conditions are worse. Okay, and what does that really mean to us? What does that mean to me in Traffic Authority? People work harder when conditions are worse. I think he was referring to a movie set, you know, people work harder when conditions are worse. But I'm thinking, like, sometimes you got your back against the wall. I'm thinking about that individual who's freaking out because they want to get their $47 back. I'm thinking, really? What are you going to do with that $47 when you get it back? What you going to do with it? You going to buy some cigarettes? You going to go get yourself some beer? What you going to do when you get that $47 back? How about you take that $47 and you put it in play and you do something different and you get a different result? I talked about this last week on the webinar. I told my humble story of at the very beginning being so broke and destitute and, you know, getting evicted from my apartment and turning the gas off. I didn't have heat. Went outside, my car was repossessed. I went and borrowed $2,000. I borrowed from Pete $2,000. And that $2,000 that I borrowed on that day was enough money for me to pay the rent, pay the phone bill, which was like a lot of money in those days because we didn't have the internet. We spent big money on the phone. Pay my rent, pay my phone bill, get the heat turned back on. I had enough money. The guy gave me $2,000. The guy gave me $2,000 when my back was against the wall. So, fork in the road, right? Time to make a decision. I borrowed the money to start a business. Should I take the money and pay the bills that I had? Or should I start the business? Well, the business I started that day, it cost me like $2,000 to get into the deal. And the guy who enrolled me lived in Canada. I was living in the Chicago area. So I went to the currency exchange and I made an international money order for the $2,000. I put it in an envelope and I sent it to a total stranger in another country. And then I had to go to work. I'll save the rest of the story for another day, but I'm still here. Right? This is I'm in this industry, and that was the beginning of it. And so it's like, you know, my back was against the wall. I didn't have any money. The $2,000 I had, I sent away. Now it was time for me to be that big javelina, persistence without exception. I was either going to survive and prosper, or I was going to be sitting on the street. That was it. When you're faced with that kind of pressure, when your back is against that kind of a wall, then you do some stuff. And the cool thing I love about Traffic Authority is it's all here. The training there's so much training. This is really a shot for every single one of us. You take this, there's an opportunity here for real. Now, you might not make that money in the first week or the first month. You may go 6 weeks. You may go 2 months. Or you could be like these people who won the contest. One of them was only here for a week and has already won a contest. How? By doing things, by buying traffic, by showing up for radio shows, by getting herself in that top list. And then because of that energy, we talked about it yesterday with Rebecca, that belief, that confidence, you start bringing people into your world, into your business that have that same belief, that same confidence, period, end of story. All right. Also, I'm going to ask, did any of you guys get the email this morning? And did you click the link and did you dance around the room? I supplied you with a link. I said, here. Now, after you do the things, after you show up for the radio show, after you send the invite, then the very bottom it said, click here and dance around the room. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you I'm going to say the last 4 digits of your telephone number. And somebody just hung up, by the way. The first person in the queue got tired of listening to me. They probably wanted to know how do they get their money back. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the last 4 digits of your telephone number. I'm going to invite you out. You're going to tell me your first name, city, state, or the country you're calling in from, and then let her rip, okay? Want to hear good news? Let's keep it bright. Let's keep it moving quickly. If you have questions, send them into the, like technical stuff, send it into the support desk. I was on the meeting yesterday. Support is like, it's getting into the 48-hour turnaround and even better. From time to time, we've got people right now making calls out, okay, to help you guys. So if you can hold your technical questions for the support desk, or go through the FAQ, or watch all of the videos. If you have watched every single video and you still have a question, I'm here to answer the question. Now, if you're listening online right now at radioleverage.com, our dial-in number is 914-338-0631. Dial in, and your voice will be heard. And let's start with Ace, all ones. Is this Frank?
Ace, all ones. This is Frank from beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The sun is shining, and it's a great day to play in traffic. And I am laughing my butt off as I'm watching you, the dancing bear, dance to Boom Shakalaka. Hey, Joe, how are you this morning?
I'm great, man, and that is me in the video. That's what I was going to say. Did you notice that's me in the video? Did you notice me dancing around there?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing the dancing bear.
And I noticed also those cute little javelinas. Oh, my God, they are so cute.
Aren't they?
A cross between a porcupine and a pig. And how do they give birth? Oh, my God.
Have you ever seen one live? Do you have them in your part of the country? Have you ever seen them?
No, first time I seen them. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Man, they're everywhere. They're everywhere around this neighborhood. They're just, they come out and they say, you get down into Phoenix, into the city, they say stay away from them, because if you corner them, they'll come at you. They protect their young. But I live in the country, and they're just like roaming around, man. There are signs on it like Javelina Crossing. You got to be aware, because they're everywhere. And they are cuter than shit. The little ones are adorable, I will admit. So what else is going on, Frank? How you doing today, man?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. I'm following the plan. I'm sending out the invite. I sent a bunch of them out yesterday, and of course this morning, first thing, my procedure is that I follow is get up, send out an invitation. First thing I do. So I sent out about 500 this morning, and I'll send out another 500 at 3:00 this afternoon. And the hits are coming in like crazy. The leads are coming in like crazy, and we're actually popping some deals. So, boom shakalaka, it's working.
And you just have to work the plan. You just consistently work. You got an interesting story. You've got an interesting life. You just share your vision, share your story, communicate with your list. I want people to understand. And thank you very much, Frank. When it comes to sending emails, just relax. Have fun with it, right? Like this morning, I'm having fun. I send out a link to Boom Shakalaka. And it's like, why not? Make it, something. It's engaging, right? You guys, sometimes people now are looking for some kind of a little something in those emails. 6634, good morning. Welcome to the radio show.
Hello, Joe. And
yes,
everyone, Traffic Authority. Maxwell here, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey, how are you in Knoxville, Tennessee this morning?
That's fine. Everything's going good, Joe. Just alive and ticking.
Excellent. What was your name?
Worrying about? What's that?
I'm sorry.
State.
What was your name? I'm sorry?
State? Knoxville.
State. Good morning. How are you?
Yes.
What was your comment?
State is Tennessee. Knoxville, Tennessee.
I love it.
Okay. I want to say that white people are worrying about $47. Tell them I'm a diamond. And I love it.
There it is. And it's true. It is. Thank you very much. I haven't heard you on the phone before, State. Thank you for calling in from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Well, yes, I am Carlos. Carlos, my upline. I always in the background listening.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming out. Man, your voice has got to be heard. I heard Knoxville, Tennessee is beautiful. That's where the college town, right?
It's a beautiful place. Yes, sir. We produce diamonds in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes, diamonds. Traffic Authority diamonds. And you're one of them. Thank you very much for jumping out here this morning. I really appreciate your contribution. We'll keep it moving. 1650. You're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe, buddy. This is Barry in Tucson. How are you?
Barry, I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great as well. Man, just getting the things done, doing the thing. I sent out my swipe, and getting into the back office and just getting her done, buddy. I did have, I hardly ever have any questions. I just had one tiny one about the Halloween thing. When I go in there and click on Tuesday webinar or promote Thursday, it won't give me any more points. That's a weekly thing, right, or is it just a one time?
Well, if you look at it, it's a weekly thing. Okay, attend the Tuesday webinar is 5 points, and it says limit one time per week. Promote the Thursday webinar is 1 per week. You get one. You can promote it 10 times, but you only get 1 per week on the Thursday webinar.
Right.
And like 1 a day for the radio show. You can put a Facebook testimonial comment. You get 1 a day. 1 per week on the testimonial video. So are you saying that we are attempting to update your file? It's not allowing you to do that?
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on, because it hasn't given me the little green window where you can click. It says congratulations since last week on those two things.
All right. Well, let me look into it for you. Okay. What's your username, Barry?
Capital ADLY, B as in boy, EAR.
Okay, ADLYBAR. Only the A is uppercase. ADLYBAR. Okay, I'll send in a little bit of a ticket and make sure that everything is functioning properly. We want you to get those points, dude. We want to get you up in the rankings.
Thank you, sir.
If you do the thing, you get the credit. Okay.
That's right.
All right, I'll follow up.
Have a good day, buddy.
You too, Barry. Thanks a lot for checking in this morning. We'll keep it moving. 9244. You're next up in the queue. Good morning. 9244.
Good morning. It's Jody Sharkey.
Hey, Jody. How are you this morning?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jody Sharkey checking in, and she's the latest addition, the greatest addition to the customer support staff on the back end, on the inside of the Traffic Authority. So, Jody, what can you report today? How's it going on your end, in your neck of the woods?
I am working in traffic today, all day.
Are you?
So, yes, we are responding as quickly as we can, trying to get everything caught up so that our response times are a little quicker, and happy to see everybody being very nice and patient and waiting for us to respond.
You know, I heard yesterday that the tickets are still kind of like people are sending in, 2, 3, sometimes more than that. They're just like they get anxiety, right? It's like they just get like, oh, I got to hear something now. And would you say that that's diminishing? Are people showing more patience? And what does it look like now? You think, is it a 48-hour, 72-hour turnaround? Are you willing to go on the record?
I would think 48 to 72 hours is reasonable at this point. The multiple ticket issue, somebody, I found one this morning, somebody sent in 6 tickets on the same issue, and they were all within hour, 2 hour, 20 minutes apart. It really does plug up the system when people do that, because they come in one by one. They don't automatically connect to the last one. So it really does slow us down. And it overwhelms us because, the number of tickets is there, and it feels like you're backed up, but that makes it worse.
And it's kind of like when you're driving on vacation with your children in the back seat and they're going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? It's like, are we there yet? As a matter of fact, people who are looking for a quick response on a ticket they're clogging up their own. The reason many people are waiting to get responses on tickets is because they're sending in way too many, and it diminishes the enthusiasm of the group as well. Let me ask you this question. Many of the tickets that you're getting, do you think that if people actually went through all of the videos? I mean, I was thinking early on that, because early on when we've been doing this radio show since August, we've been doing this thing actually since February, but since we went into August, when we went into August, we went into pre-launch. We would open this up, and we would be here for a couple of hours. and people would have question after question after question. Nowadays, it's mostly comments, and rarely do we get a question. But I remember, all of a sudden, going on the radio one morning and saying, listen, unless you've watched all the videos, don't ask any questions, because the answer that you're looking for is provided in the videos. And as soon as we took that stance, it was amazing. People started, oh yeah, the questions are answered in the videos. Do you find that is still true? If people took the time to go through the material, would they get their question answered? Because that's where you're getting the answers, in the same place they would get them from.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for jumping in here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jody Sharkey again. She's going to be helping you out. Maybe once in a while you might even get a phone call from her, I'm hearing. Jody, thank you very much for jumping out here today.
Thanks, Joe. Have a good day.
We will. Thank you very much. That's Jody checking in from the support desk. I love that. See, everyone's hanging around the neighborhood here. 9190, you're next up. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Joe. This is Earl Teets, the mountain man from Troy, Montana. And boy, did you pick the right topic this morning. You know, I'm a firm believer that victory only follows the actions behind your belief.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe in what you're doing, don't even try.
Mm-hmm.
You got to believe in what you're doing, or you're dead in the water. You know, and I'm going to share some things about myself. I don't really want to share, but I think it's necessary to help the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hear these people. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and by the way, while I was doing my daily actions yesterday, a virus downloaded into my computer. I wasn't expecting it. It crashed my computer, and I had to take it to the computer doctor. You know, sometimes you do things in business, and they're hard, but you got to look at history, because success is full of clues. They sent Henry Ford, you know, the guy that started Ford Motor Company, they sent him home with a note to his mother in the 4th grade that he was a retard and that he should give up an education, that he could never accomplish anything, but look at what he did. Look at Thomas Edison. The majority of the people around the guy that invented the light bulb, they said he was nuts. They said he was insane, but he persisted over 14,000 times. He failed, but he finally got the light bulb right. Look at Abraham Lincoln and how many times he failed. You know, you're going to have struggles in business. That's the bottom line. What if you are coming in and you spent your house payment to get started? I would not recommend it, but I believed enough to where when I was backed into a corner on September 1st that if I didn't dive into traffic authority with everything I got and everything I could get, I was going to fail completely. And I believed that with all of my heart. And my renters didn't pay rent. All my finances were going to hell in a handbasket. But I saw something that's there, a daily marketing plan, a need for the masses, and I dumped everything I had into this. And then we wait for the funnel. The funnel comes out. I finally get the funnel. Oh, man, I got to upgrade $50. I borrowed the money for it to make it happen. When my computer blew up yesterday, I didn't have the $100 to pay the guy. I borrowed it from the neighbor so I could get my computer going. You're going to overcome these challenges, but here's the thing. When you start out small and you got to work your way up, recognize that diamond pack. Maybe if you're in there, maybe if you're struggling and you're looking at that thinking, oh, that diamond pack, only people going to make it are the ones that could buy that diamond pack and get going. Really? What if you start it small and you sell 4 diamond packs? You're still going to get your $70 off each one of the universities that are sold in there, the traffic academies. And sure, you're going to pass up 3 sales, but from that 4th one on, that's $4,000 commission per pop. Understand that commission plan. The little guy has a fighting chance. And when you're willing to go through and do what's impossible, you'll make the impossible things happen, but you can't do it unless you believe it first. And I'm living proof of that. 2006, in 2003, I worked with a company that went bankrupt. And all the money that we earned was gone, and I had all my eggs in that basket. And I destroyed myself drinking for the next 3 years, shut my body down to where in 2006 the doctors gave me 3 years to live at best. And 30 days into my sobriety, I have a massive heart attack. 35 days into it, I ended up homeless. Well, 2016, I'll be sober 10 years. I live in one house and rent the other one out, and there's 5 people we've helped to stay sober more than 5 years. Now, 1 in 10,000 is supposed to stay sober a year. Why do we have the success that we have? Because the victory only follows the actions behind your belief. If you're trying, you're done. You either do it or you don't. Drop a pen on the table. You can't try to pick it up. You either pick it up or you don't. And here we are. We got the chance. We all got 24 hours, the same 24 hours in a day. And if we dive into the heart, sweat, and blood of Traffic Authority, that daily marketing plan, and we follow that formula to success, persistency plus consistency equals efficiency, it's pretty much impossible to fail. You just got to put yourself in the mindset, if not this, then what? If not this, then what? I'm tired of talking on my soapbox. I love you guys. I love this community. I love this opportunity. I'm not going to fail. I'm already making a little money, and I'm pretty excited about what's in front of me. But if I thought, like some of the comments you said, oh, I'll try this out, oh, man, I'd be terrified. But you got to realize you got the answer. Now it's time to run with it and grab that victory. Thank you, Joe.
And thank you very much, Earl. Thank you very much for everything that you've said. You're a great contributor to our community. And one of the things I want to be sure, you guys, you know, Earl, you said you pass up. Yes, you may pass up a commission, but you never pass up a person, right? So maybe you're going through that qualification process, the qualification bank, and the commissions, you're only eligible to receive commissions that you are positioned to receive. That's why it's so important that you get to Diamond as quickly as you can so you're not passing up any commissions, but you never pass up a person. You know, somebody who comes in and buys a Diamond package or thinks really big, maybe you've yet to qualify to receive those monies, but you will never lose that person. At some point in time, when you are qualified to receive those monies, you'll begin receiving them. You'll begin receiving that money because you never lose the person. There's no passing up people. Your people will always stay in your group, period, end of story, but we share commissions. How cool is that? Earl, you're an amazing character, man, and quite the character you are. Thank you very much for your contributions. We'll keep it moving. 8171, you're next up. 8171.
Good morning, Joe.
Hey, Beverly, how are you today?
I am doing really good. I just wanted to know, you talk about persistence. I've been in since the beginning, practically, and I have not received a sale yet, but I'm not giving up because I know it's coming. And I have one little problem this morning that's really bugging me because when I Get Response, I did signed up as an affiliate like it said to do, and somehow it messed up my account because I cannot log in now, and I even sent replied to an email to see if they could help me, but I have not heard anything. Can anybody get me the phone number so I can talk to these people? Because I can't even send out my swipe files without my
Okay, well, so Get Response, they have got great support, Beverly. If you're able to get...
I know they do, I just can't get the phone number.
I don't know that they have a phone number. They're headquartered in England. That's why they rely on...
I thought I had talked to them before, if I remember correctly, but maybe not. I maybe it was somebody else. But
well, they may have called you. They are very, very proactive with their customer service at Get Response. And I wish I could offer you more assistance, but if you go to the Get Response page, Get Response on their home page, if you go to Get Response on their page, they usually have a chat window there. They usually got a contact information there. They are very, very, very proactive. Thank you for calling in, Beverly. I hope I could. I hope that helped you. Beverly is 80 years young, ladies and gentlemen, and she's out here every single day showing up. 9353, you're next up. Good morning.
Hey, Joe, you're talking about the age. Here's your 73-year-old newbie in Omaha, Donald.
Hey, Donald, how are you this morning?
Hey, doing good, man. I appreciate it. Hey, you're probably old enough to remember some of the Zig Ziglar things that used to happen around the world, aren't you?
Got to have them goals, man. You got to have them goals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Zig used to always say, the difference between a big shot and a little shot is a big shot, just a little shot that kept on shooting.
That's right, and that's correct.
Yeah. I throw that out to Earl the Mountain Man. He'll kind of hang on to that one. Listen, man, I'm all in. I came in Diamond qualified from the very get-go, just about to finish up my first 30 days here. I got emails going out every day, and things are really happening. Got a lot of things to learn. But Facebook and Twitter are a couple of places I haven't spent much of my life, but I'm going through the videos. Thank you very much for all the good training. Here's a question. I've been through the training video on the domain name, and it may have slipped past me. When I originally set myself up, I started operating just off of an email address. My question to you today is, should I now go back and get set up as a domain as opposed to using my email address, if I'm understanding this correctly, or should I just continue on? I'm concerned about some of the masking things that they talk about in the video and some of that. So sorry to trouble you with it. That's just my quick question for the day.
All right. What I would recommend is if you're ever going to get involved with I want you to stay away from those dynamic links that you see in the autoresponders and those dynamic links that you see, right? Those are there. If you're going to cut and paste, make sure that you're very, very efficiently cutting and pasting those. As a matter of fact, this morning, Carl was talking to me on Skype about this very issue, that's got to be exact. If there's a dash, if there's a dot, if there's a space, an underscore, that is very, very specific. It has to be done absolutely perfectly. Now, as far as domains are concerned, I'm a domain guy. I've got so many domains. I forgot I have them, right? And they're sitting back there because when I think of something, I get them, and I will mask. I will do it because I've done it, and the tutorials are very good. And when I'm talking about doing it, I'm talking about, okay, so I go into GoDaddy, and I've got something like, I have networking for grown-ups, okay, which I thought was a cool domain. I've had it for like 10 years. I think it's just parked right now. Or I have mirror image marketing. I've got some really cool ones, right? Elite Traffic Broker. That's one of my domains. And so what I'll do is I'll actually just cut and paste, be very, very specific about it. So when I'm talking to somebody and they say, okay, tell me about your business, I'll say, well, why don't you just check me out at networkingforgrownups.com, and these domains are parked. Okay, these are my domains. I'm not trying to sign anybody up. If you go to Networking for Grownups, it will say this is parked. I'm just using it as an example. But I have found that it's much easier, right? It's easier, okay? It's easier to say. It's easier for people to remember. If I tell them to go to, trafficauthority.net/join/Joe, it's like, really? / or it's much easier to say, just go to nw4g.com. They can remember that. And so that's the benefit of masking. It's very, very easy. If you follow the tutorial, follow it exactly as it's laid out, you should not have a problem, Donald. And it makes it, and it personalizes the experience much more. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yep.
But if I switch now, it's not going to mess up all the information I've already got sent out, which is into
No, it isn't. It won't, because that information you're not replacing anything. Don't permanently mask anything. All of your old stuff will still resonate. It will still work. As a matter of fact, like right now, you're listening to RadioLeverage.com, but really that's just masked. You're really listening to Blog Talk Radio / radio _ the long tail URL is long, but we just call it RadioLeverage.com, and it takes you there. And the same thing if you went to whatever, I don't even know what the domain is. Right now I'm on sb.blogtalkradio.com /host /studio.aspx #. So, when I say to the company Blog Talk Radio, what's my domain? They say, well, just go to radioleverage.com and you can log in there, right? So 2748, you're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. This is Richard in New York again. How are you?
Richard, I'm doing good. I heard you sneezing yesterday. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, today I'm doing better. No sneezing.
Excellent. How you doing, man? What can I do for you this morning?
We enjoyed looking at your Boom Shakalaka video here. That was pretty cool, man.
Were you dancing around the kitchen?
Yeah, right. I'm just going to make a comment. I'm being persistent. We got the video link, but we didn't get the marketing program from you either yesterday or today. So just bringing that up to your attention.
Okay, I'll make sure that we include it. I apologize. Again, you can find the links. I mentioned this earlier. If you log into your Traffic Authority member back office, and at the very top, okay, it says Traffic Authority, and then there's a dashboard. It looks like a speedometer, and then there's a shopping cart, and then it looks like a gearbox, and then there's a Traffic Academy. It's got the thing that you wear when you graduate, and then the next one says Reseller. And if you click on Reseller, and then it opens up another window, and you look in the second row, it says System Setup, Business Plan, Business Center. You click on Business Center, and if you go to the bottom of that page, there is a link to this radio show you're listening to, and there's a link right there to your weekly updates, and there's a link right there to your daily marketing plan. It says daily planned marketing, never get stuck in your online business ever again. So it's there for you. I apologize if it was not included in the link this morning in the email. It's my bad. In the future, I'll make sure to always include that for you. But there it is, Richard. It is there for you, my friend. Okay?
All right, great.
All right.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you very much, Richard. And I'm happy to hear that you were dancing around the kitchen with your beautiful wife there to Boom Shakalaka this morning. We'll keep it moving now. 2959, you're next up. Good morning.
Carlos Rodriguez from New York City, alongside with
Carlos.
Carly Rose.
How are you, man? What's going on today?
Oh, man, I'm excited. Hey, Mountain Man, I got your back, brother. Mountain Man, I got your back. That is, wow, you got me pumped up over here, man. Much love and respect to the Mountain Man and everybody else in here, but he got me so excited right now. I want to go outside and just jump around or something, man. That motivation, man, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Man, I don't even know what to say anymore. That's how excited I am. But yeah, always putting in, always staying focused. Shout out to Lachman. His name is Lachman Prasad. That he came out. My diamond player. My diamond player. That's my guy right there.
Lachman, he's the second guy in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes,
I remember. Yep.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my guy there. So just anybody that's listening and everybody that's listening, man, let's just stay focused on the prize. And the prize is freedom. And I even use that name in my domains and everything. The prize is freedom. You know, the American dream, wherever we come from, the American dream, like you said, is anywhere between 130,000. And I think if we stay focused, we could get there. We could get there together, helping each other out. You're the voice, man. The voice right here, man. And you keep us motivated every day. There goes Carly Rose.
I can hear it.
Yeah, man. I'm just so excited to be a part of this. Like I said, always growing up, I was always wanted to be part of something special. Didn't know what it was, and it took me 32 years. I'm 32 years old, so it's amazing to be a part of something special and going out here and just accomplishing some of these dreams that we have. So with that said,
awesome. Don't
let nobody ruin your dreams and your goals, because if you do, you'll be making their dreams and goals come true by working their 9 to 5. So with that said, God bless. Take care.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you very much, and Carly Rose, and you are so right. You know, it boils down to two things, right? There's two things. There's only two options, right? You are either in free enterprise or you are working for somebody who is in free enterprise. Did you ever consider that when you have a job that your boss is buying you at wholesale and then selling you at retail, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you do for a living, right? Your boss is buying your skill, whatever it is that you're doing, he's buying it at a discounted rate. And then he's upping the price. He's selling a product or a service, and you're the one that's doing the work, and he keeps the margin. You are either in free enterprise or you are working for somebody who is. Those are the only options. Period. End of story. 8696. Good morning. Sounds like you're calling.
Hey, how's it going, Joe?
It's good. How are you?
I'm great, man. Yes. Home of the Steelers, TA all the way. That's my new one. I've been busy today. I don't even really sleep anymore. I sleep about 4 hours a day now, just because I just be so into what I'm doing. And I already sent out that link that you sent for tonight's webinar. I sent it to about 6,000 people, and then probably even more because I opted into the groups that we're getting involved in. We're getting to know people, So I'm just tapping into a group, seeing what's going on in there, and then leaving a message. Look, this is what I'm doing. Here, post it up. Some of them were different types of groups. Some were just friends, memory of Eric, my friend. And I'm just like, look, you guys are my family, and this is why I'm posting this here. So, let's get this money, And,
that's right.
I'm just staying pumped, man. And I got a new blog on WordPress.com. It's Doc Talks Traffic. And
Doc Talks Traffic. I love it, man, and thank you very much for showing up here. I'm following you on the internet and on Facebook, and I see you got some stuff related to your chef, to your cooking. You are out there making it happen for real, Kenneth, and I'm really, really excited for you. I remember the first time you showed up here, and you were learning stuff. You're always at the library. You're walking on the streets. You're talking to people. Now you're busy in social media, sending out 6,000 invites to the webinar tonight. You just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And before you know it, boom shakalaka, the results start pouring in. Right, the big guys, man,
now,
the people who make the big dollars. They all started somewhere. It was their first day, right? Nobody was born. There's no legacy here. The only legacies here are the ones that we build for ourselves, right? You don't see anybody in here who their mama gave them their traffic authority business, right? Everybody started somewhere. And thank you very much for showing up here, Kenneth. You're an amazing character. Ain't no opposition to your position, bro. I know that you are. Kenneth checking in from Pittsburgh, man. Love that dude. 0824, you're next up. Good morning. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, Joe. This is Myra Booming from California.
Myra, how are you today? Yes, I can. I can hear you.
I was the one who, I didn't hang up on you, Joe. My phone dropped. I was the first one in the queue, and my phone dropped.
Yeah, I gotta get through my spiel. Today I was going to get through my spiel. I'd like to get you guys out here within 10 minutes, but...
No, it's great. I would never hang up on you. I am in love, too, like you with Traffic Authority. Mm-hmm. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with our community.
That's awesome.
I'm in love with the little javelinas.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I also want to say you are a true inspiration and a true javelina. And,
thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm walking, so I'm out of breath right now. I'm on day 35, Greg, just in case you're listening.
Awesome.
I had a amazing shot yesterday, so that's why I was so excited to get on the call and share it with everyone. Well, I got a call as I was posting my little Facebook post and everything. I got a call from Mr. Doug Wellens. And it wasn't because I won a prize. I did not win a prize. But I was so moved and touched by that because he was just calling to check in and see, how things are going and if I had any questions or issues, concerns, feedback, whatever. And I thought, this is just amazing. There is so much going on with the company right now, and these guys are taking time out, the owners, to make these personal calls. And I thought, oh, my God, people can work for companies for 30 years and never get a call from their CEO, right, or let alone the owner to just see how they're doing and how they can support them. So I just thought, what heart, what commitment, what dedication. It's just astonishing. So I just wanted to let the newcomers know what you are getting plugged into. It's just, you're never going to find anything like it.
I know, and thank you for that, Myra. Thank you for that. I know that Doug is always listening, and you never know. You never know when you're going to get that call, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's real. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to say one more thing to the newbies and people who are in at the $47 level or the $144 level. When I got in, I came in with the 144 and at the basic level, and I do not regret it because I was so green. I didn't even have a Facebook account, and so I've just been spending this time to develop and learn as much as I can. And I had zip confidence at that time. I just knew this was an awesome system, but, I didn't have any experience. But now, I was telling Doug yesterday, but now I feel like I'm ready. Like, bring them on, baby. So, I know I have a lot more to learn, but I went ahead last week and got titanium, and I didn't even know there was a special deal, so I'm qualified to diamond now, too. But because now I feel, because of our excellent training and mentors and coaches, I feel ready, to lead my team. I feel equipped. I feel prepared. I feel confident now to help to lead my team to success, kind of like what Mountain Man was saying. And so I just want to encourage people, if you're at that level, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged that the traffic is not rolling right now because we have so much to learn right now, and we're just getting better prepared. So it's just an attitude thing. Instead of looking at it on the downside, it's it's an upside. Like, okay, that means I can be more equipped, better prepared to take care of them when the floodgates open. So I just wanted to add that in there, and of course thank everybody, because everyone really does make this an awesome community. So that's it.
Well, listen, Baby Boomer Myra, that's a lot. Okay, that's it is really a lot. That's a lot of stuff. I was making some notes here. You had zip confidence, and now you feel equipped and prepared. And when you first got here, you were just like, whoa, what is this? But you sensed something, you felt something, right? You had that instinct, like, whoa, this is cool. And I love that you are taking it seriously, okay? And you're showing up. You're on day 35 of 90 days of exercise and getting out there. You show up on the radio, and you plug in, and you send the emails. And it's only been a couple of months, right? We just got started in August. And look at how far you come when you just stay plugged in and you just stay focused, you know? You know, yeah, it's amazing. Thank you very much, Myra, for jumping out here today. And congratulations on everything that you're doing, all of your accomplishments, equipped and prepared. I absolutely love it. Baby Boomer Myra checking in. She's been around for a long time on our radio show, Myra. Want to hear more from you, okay? 6392, you're next up. Good morning, 6392.
Good morning, Joe. It's Mallory from Carrot River, Saskatchewan. How are you?
Mallory, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. And I saw that you're looking for a phone number, customer support number. I know that there isn't one yet, but I'll make sure that when there is one, I'll make sure that you get it, okay?
Awesome. I did actually send in a support ticket and everything like that, so it's not a big deal once they figure it out. And I'm also talking to Vince about it as well, so it's all good. But I went and sent out my swipe files and sent everything out for the Halloween contest and everything, but for some reason on my Tuesday one, it won't let me click it. Like it's not working there. So, and I see that the rest of my points went up there, so that's awesome. But I just wanted to also come out today and just tell everybody keep pushing and keep going. And you know, we're at the perfect time, and I loved hearing your little story. I could just see you actually sitting in your truck.
It's a true story.
What were they called?
They're called
Javelina. I could just see you just sitting there like, come on, like, get going.
They're called Javelina, and the J is pronounced with like it's H. Okay, so you can look them up. Look up Javeli. I think look them up on Google. You'll see they're a cross between a porcupine and a warthog, and they're big and they're cute. They're so ugly that they're adorable. You know what I mean? It's like they got teeth sticking out. They're really, and the little ones you want to pick them up, but don't even go near them because the mama will. Well, like you know how mothers are. They you know how they. You know when you want to mess with their young, right? But thank you, Melanie.
You don't mess with a woman.
No, never. I know better than that.
Show and have a great day.
I will.
Also to Earl, thank you for sharing your story with us today and letting us know that, you know what, we all come from somewhere. We all started somewhere, and you know what, we're all working towards the same goals, and you just got to keep going through, keep doing the daily tasks. You guys give us everything. You guys set things out for us to make sure by the contest, making sure that we're taking the actions. You know what? I looked on my thing. I have 326 points today. And I'm like, right on. Like, you know.
See that?
I know.
See that?
Yeah.
And you're the second person that's reporting on the Tuesday thing. I'm going to make sure that the Tuesday webinar points are being assigned. But you're in the hunt. You are in the hunt right now. You're in the hunt for the next drawing at that rate, man. That's awesome. Congratulations, Mallory.
I know, right?
Yeah. It's way cool. Way cool.
Great.
You're welcome. And Mallory, and you're just getting points. And here's the cool thing about the contest, right? You acquire points, you accrue points by doing what you should be doing to build your business. That's the beauty in the contest. There's zero wasted effort here. You send swipe files, you get points. You listen to the radio show, you get points. You get points to listen. Today, Earl came out here and shared his real truth, and you got points. How cool is that? And for those of you who are serious right now while you're listening to the radio show, you're doing some stuff. You're posting on Facebook. You're setting up an invite. You're sending some emails. You're getting points right now. Isn't it cool that you get points for doing the thing that you have to do to get yourself educated and get the experience? Like Myra says, feel equipped and ready, prepared to lead. How cool. And you know what else I want to mention here is tonight we'll have Vincent. I'm pretty sure Vincent Ortega Jr., one of our top earners, is going to be co-hosting the webinar with me tonight. And, you know, for those of you who have yet to upgrade to the premium is a $50 per month upgrade. Okay, so now you're looking at, for all in, we'll round up to $200 a month. What I'm recommending that you do is stay focused on your business, and your traffic authority income will exceed that $200 a month very, very soon. And just make it part of your daily expenses, your budget. Okay, so I got to pay the mortgage, I've got to pay the car note, I've got to support my traffic authority business, I've got to have my cell phone, and you just make that part of your routine. And here's the cool thing: we learned about this on Tuesday night. For those of you who are premium members, one of the benefits of being a premium member is that you, now when you're building your business and you're serious about this, and you might as well get serious. You might as well be all in. You might as well get serious. Because when you begin building your business and people start following you as the leader and they're in your business and they become members of GetResponse, they don't even have to be a premium member. Okay, when they get a GetResponse account, and all of us have a GetResponse account, I have one. And when people in your group acquire their GetResponse account, you make $5 per person per month income, another income stream. Now you have income from Traffic Optimizer, you've got income from Traffic Academy, now you have income when people buy traffic, and now you've got another income stream, and that is your GetResponse $5, and that adds up quick. That adds up quick, man. Really quick. So check it out. Let's keep it moving here. 0618, you're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Tribesmen. This is Gilbert James in New York City.
Good morning, Gilbert. How are you today?
Healthy, happy, terrific. If I felt any better, I'd be illegal.
I love it.
I just wanted to say hi. I'm just going to make a very, very brief couple of comments here. Just checking in today. I just want to really thank you, Joe. I mean, you really, really, really are a light in the world online. I mean, you and Traffic Authority and all the cats behind the scene and the founders are amazing, awesome, transparent, and a real, real inspiration to me, and I'm sure to hundreds and hundreds and thousands of other people in the Traffic Authority. Also, I want to just say hello to Joe in New York, Carlos in New York. We need to get together. One of these days, I'm going to take the lead on this and just say, hey, come on, we're meeting here. We're in New York. We can take Traffic Authority to the next level in New York City. So I'm just saying that, and I'll get back to you, Carlos, as soon as I can. Also, amazing encouragement and inspiration from Myra and Earl. Earl, you really tore up the Traffic Authority Success Pathway today with lights that's taken us all the way to Valhalla. I'm telling you, Earl, what a wonderful piece of inspiration. Thank you so much. And hey, let's keep it going, people, because the success is before you. You can do it. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Gilbert. And yes, we are doing it. We are doing it. People showing up here every single day, taking advantage of this opportunity, doing simple things, and the results always will come. It is the law that if you stay persistent and you stay consistent, the results will come, period, end of story. 5848, you're next up in the queue. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Jean from New York. How are you today?
I'm good, Jean, in New York. How are you today?
Good. A very inspirational morning. You started off really great, and I love that. Listen, I just want to say that I have a telephone number for Beverly if she wants for GetResponse.
Okay, great. And I'll make sure that Beverly gets that number. What is the number that you have for GetResponse, Jean?
877 362
362?
Yes. 4547.
454. Excellent. And I hope you're sticking around, Beverly. I hope you're still with us here. Let me see if I can see you back up here in the queue. I think you are still here. Beverly, is that you? Beverly, is that you?
Yeah.
Beverly, did you get that phone number?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
See that?
They're very good people. They really work with you right away.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I would like to meet with Gilbert, so I hope I'm in New York. I would like to meet up with him, so I don't know exactly how to do that, but I'm putting it out there so if he's on the call still, he can hear me.
Okay, here, and he's still here. Hey, Gilbert, there's somebody here named Jean in New York that wants to connect with you somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert.
Okay.
Jean lives in New York, and she's taking you up, man, on the offer. She wants to connect.
That's cool. That's real cool. What's your first name, G?
That's my first name, Jean.
Jean.
That's my first name.
Jean?
Jean.
Are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
All right, what's your last name, and I'll make a connection with you.
Akins, Akins. What is your last name?
James, capital James.
Oh, great, my son's name. Okay, great.
There it is.
Okay, great.
This, I love this, man. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Jean. Jean's coming out here, and she's not only helping Beverly bringing the phone number, but she's also connecting with Mr. Gilbert James. I love what's going on here, man. This is amazing. This is really, really cool what I see here. It's crazy. Okay, let's go right over here to is this Kenneth in Mississippi? 5947?
Yes, good morning. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good, Kenneth. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm just checking in again, listening to that radio show when I get a chance there, and just staying with it. I heard some saying they were kind of in the same place where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
We're still just working on it, and hadn't made no commissions again yet, but I'm still getting leads, so
there it is, man. That's right. Let the system do the work for you, Kenneth. Thank you for checking in this morning, okay? I really appreciate you showing up here every single day. And just rely on the system, right? This is system-dependent stuff. Yeah, you can go offline. We're going to teach you some other things to do. But this system is dialed in, man, and as long as you keep using it, following along. You heard Myra. She said when she got here, she was like, had no clue. Just getting into it for first time, and all of a sudden now she's talking about being equipped and having confidence and being ready to lead, and it takes some time. It takes some time. But thank you very much, Kenneth. I do appreciate your consistency and your persistency. Persistence without exception, bro. That's what it is. All right, we'll keep it moving. 2802, you're next up in the queue. Good morning. 2802. 2802, I think I heard you pick up the phone. Hello? 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 Well, I guess 2802 is going to be our last call, right? That person wasn't there, so what I'm going to do is put a big bow on this bad boy, and I'm going to go into the Facebook page, and for those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to ask you to wait a few minutes, go to Facebook, comment on today's radio show, okay? Make a comment on today's radio show, and I'm going to put the link into the Boom Shakalaka song so you could dance around the room. So you can dance around the room like we heard earlier today. We heard Richard in New York. He was dancing around the room to Boom Shakalaka. We also heard from Frank calling in from beautiful Myrtle Beach. He was talking about the dancing bear on the Boom Shakalaka video. I want to thank everyone who took the time here this morning. Thank you, Kenneth and Jean and Gilbert and Mallory. Thank you, Myra, baby boomer Myra. You're awesome. I want to thank Kenneth in Pittsburgh, Carlos, of course, and Richard. Dancing around the kitchen, Richard and his beautiful wife. I want to thank newbie Donald, 73 years young. Thank you, Donald, for checking in here. Beverly, got your problem solved, got you the phone number that you need. Earl, the mountain man, tearing the heart out of so many people with the truth. Thank you very much. I know you empowered a lot of people this morning, Earl. Jody Sharkey from the customer service department was checking in saying, simmer down now, simmer down. One support ticket is all it takes. And when you send in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all you're doing is clogging up the works. Don't want to have to get the plunger out to clean up the works because it's all clogged. I want to thank Barry in Tucson. I want to thank Latchman who called in from Knoxville. And, of course, Frank got us started here this morning. We'll see you tonight. Make sure you send the swipes, okay? Send the files tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Do it, man. Just do it. Do the thing. Have the result. Let's go play in some traffic. But remember, look both ways before crossing.